What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to do something very different. I hope to have this be the start of potentially a new series. If you guys do like it, and please, if you do like it, let me know. Leave a like, all of that stuff. Obviously, subscribing and all that stuff helps me out quite a bit. But I want to talk about my first time playing Batman Arkham Knight, the first day when it released, and my experience going through that. I have a lot of these memories in my head for a lot of games that stand out to me in terms of, again, the first, like the day one, or even if I didn't buy a day one, but just that first time ever playing the game. What was I thinking? What did I go through? What was, that experience like? And I want to talk about it. And I thought Arkham Knight, for the DC crowd that I know we have on the channel, I thought this would be a pretty good springboard for it. So again, let me know if you guys like this stuff. Leave a like, all that stuff, and let's jump in. So Arkham Knight released on June 23rd, 2015. And I remember it like it was yesterday. And I mean, do I actually mean that? No, not necessarily. But I do remember, my birthday is June 28th. So it came out 5 days before my birthday. So I was 18. I was a few days away from turning 19. Okay, that was my age back. And you guys can retrofit it for what my birthday is now. And I remember a lot of what went into Arkham Knight, at least for me, was thinking about Arkham City. So I played Arkham Asylum and City and even Origins day one. I got them all day one. And, well, actually, I think Arkham Asylum I got the second day it came out. But I played them right away. And I believe I didn't finish Arkham City right away for whatever reason. I feel like I beat it, weirdly enough, only a year or so away from Arkham Knight. And I was consumed by Joker, by the ending of Arkham City when Joker dies. And, I'm talking a lot about Arkham City because it does influence Arkham Knight. I've had the theory, I've talked about it before. It doesn't really seem like anybody else has ever talked about it, which I really wish I was on YouTube back then, because I don't know what they were thinking with the switching of the vials with Batman's hand, and I can talk about what I mean in future videos if you guys want me to elaborate more. But I was so convinced, basically, to boil it down, I was so convinced Joker was going to be alive that going into Arkham Knight, that's all I could think about. Like, I knew Scarecrow. You see the trailers, Scarecrow. The Arkham Knight. There was obviously the people that already knew what they were going to do with it, and they turned out to be very easily one of the easiest predictions you could do because they didn't really try very hard, Rocksteady, right? And again, that's not taking away from the game, but, we knew that stuff. But in my mind, it was like, okay, well, when are they going to pull the rug out from under us and reveal that Joker's alive? And then you're playing through the game, and it's like, oh, dear God, Joker's just, he's just your thoughts. He's just inside your head. So he is in the game. I was right, because I thought he was going to be, like, a major part of the game. He was so major that he took over the main villain, in my opinion, right? But he was so, he was major, but he wasn't actually alive. However, when you replay the game, or when you 100% the game and you replay it, he is technically alive. So I guess I was right with Arkham City, but he lets himself literally die. It's really, I don't like it personally. I think it's cool that they did something like that in terms of like an Easter egg, but I don't like what it actually was. But I'll say this, playing it at the time, and actually, we did a review on this game. I actually started the channel like a couple months before this game came out. Not for the game specifically, but just, that's how time lined up. I believe if you go back far enough, you'd have to go back to the beginning, you would find a review for Arkham Knight. I really liked the game at the time. I still like the game now. Even back then, I've only gotten more into the internet as the years have gone on, and maybe that's a bad thing, right? But back then, I wasn't so much into the internet and what people were saying as I am now. Not that I let it control my thoughts, but I liked the Batmobile. I liked it. I liked the tank. I didn't love it, okay? But I enjoyed it. I thought it was like a silly, weird thing. I actually got really good at it. I would put up some pretty high scores in like the certain events and the certain things that they had. I was really good. So maybe it's because I was good where it's like, I'm kind of cocky. It's like, oh, this is fun because I'm good at it, because I'm not good at a lot of things in games. And so when I find something I'm good at, it's like, okay, you have to go into it. But that's something that stands out very, very much to me. One of the, when you're going through and you're basically seeing what Joker did, right, to Jason Todd, that was a big moment to me that I can still remember playing for the very first time. The ending is still something I very much remember from the very first time. The ending is very powerful. And I do not believe I got well, I didn't do a couple things. I do believe I did all the Riddler stuff in the moment. I would look it up online, so I did all the Riddler stuff. So I did get the Catwoman thing, and I think I've said this before. The goodbye between Batman and Catwoman in this game is actually incredibly good. Like, it's one of my favorite parts, not just in the game, but in the trilogy, and actually in the wider sense, even in a lot of other games. Like, their goodbye is very powerful. It feels real. It feels emotional. I love it. I really, I don't know if other people feel the same way, but I remember that. You know, again, we're talking about kind of my first experience with the game. I remember the fighting. I remember absolutely loving it. I try to do quite a bit in games, and I've talked about it before, like with open world games, and this is an open world game. It's not as big as maybe other ones, but I try to do everything. I really do. I try to do all the side missions, and I did. So when, you know, the villains, all the different villain missions that you could do, I completed every single one of them. Like I said, Riddler, I think, I don't remember if I platinumed Arkham City, but no, you know what? I feel like I did, because I went after the Riddler trophies way later, and I looked it up online. So I think going into Arkham Knight, I was ready for that. I knew I wanted to do that, and so I was kind of going along with it. And again, that's how I got, you know, the Catwoman kind of the finale, because if you don't do it, then you're not going to get that, right? And then, obviously, the ending, and then the secret ending, right, where you get like the nightmare bat scene. I watched that online, actually. I feel like, and I'll have to go through my trophies after I record the video. I maybe should have done it before, but I do think I platinumed this game, so I do think I got that ending eventually. But in the moment, like after I beat it, you know, you look up online, is there anything you kind of missed, right? And you find that. And I thought that was a really, really cool thing. I mean, it's a powerful game. It is. That's like looking at it now, 6 years later. It's a little bit over 6 years, right? Happy late birthday to it. I do remember just being really impressed by it. And well, one other thing, too, that I actually do kind of remember, I do get emotional with goodbyes. And I've talked about this before in videos about why I don't beat games, is that I don't want them to end. I don't want to say goodbye to the world or the characters or the universe that these developers have created. And some games I have a much harder time doing that with than other games. I talked about Mass Effect. Like Mass Effect 3, even replaying it in the Legendary Edition, I literally refused for like 4 or 5 hours. My wife kept asking me, like, are you gonna play it? Like, do you want to play it to finish it? And I was like, no, I don't want to. And I had like 45 minutes left of it, even though I already beat the game. I beat the game 7-8 years ago, right? I didn't want to do it because I just didn't want it to end. And some games are like that. Uncharted 4 was like that. I didn't like wait, but I mean, I actively did not want to beat Uncharted 4 because I didn't want to say goodbye to Nate, okay? And why am I saying all this? Weirdly enough, for Batman, I didn't really have the same thought. Oddly enough, again, my passion and kind of like overwhelming like mindset about Joker actually was kind of it went against that normal mindset of not wanting to beat the game, because I wanted to, and by the way, I never made videos about it, so it's not like I was trying to like gain clout online or something. I just wanted to be right for myself, to be like, you know what, I noticed something pretty interesting in Arkham City. I don't really feel like anybody else has noticed it, and I just want to be right. I want to be right on it. And so I was really hoping, and I think because of that, I wouldn't say I rushed through it. Oh, also, I guess for stats like that, I believe I beat it in 3 days. I got it at midnight. I went to the midnight launch. I don't think it was like a midnight, well, I don't know. I don't normally stay for those things. I like go, I get the number, I come back at like 11:30, and I haven't gone to a midnight release in like 4 or 5 years. But that was actually one of the last handful of them that I went to. I did that. I got it. I brought it home. I installed it overnight. I woke up, so now we're talking, so that was June 22nd, June 23rd, I wake up, and I played the game for probably like 6 hours straight. I feel like I played 3 days in a row, around 5 to 7 hours, and I beat the game in 3 days, so 23rd, 24th, 25th, so I beat it on June 25th. It didn't take me very long, because I just non-stop, like, maybe it was even longer than 5-6 hours a day. I did have a job at the time. I don't know, maybe I did that. I played the game in the morning, and I went to work at night, or whatever I did, but I remember just being consumed by the game, so I played it a ton. I played it very, very fast. And again, that's weird looking back at it, because I love the game. I really do. There's obviously so many things that people have pointed out that's wrong about Arkham Knight, and a lot of general hatred towards Rocksteady for certain things that they did. I will tell you, though, brutally honestly, in the moment, I loved it. I loved it. I think I don't think I thought it was the best one, even at the moment, because I've always loved Asylum, and I've always kind of personally connected with that one, but I remember just absolutely loving it, and I love the twists. I love the combat. The combat was so, like, it was incredible. It was absolutely incredible. So I really enjoyed my time with the game from start to finish. However, I was let down with the Joker thing, because it's like I really wanted to be right. And again, going back to the not wanting to beat games, I truly don't remember having that feeling with this game. And again, I think it's because I wanted to have, again, I wanted them to just pull it out from under me so much that throughout the entire, almost like a denial thing, right? Throughout the entire game, I was just like, okay, when are they going to do it? But then when he's in your head, then it's like, okay, well, this is a lot harder to do, right? So it's almost like I have to give up on my theory, and I just kept playing, like, what's going to happen, what's going to happen? And I do think the major story beats of the game are, outside of the Arkham Knight stuff, are relatively good. I love Scarecrow. I loved him back then, too. I thought that was a really well-done thing, even though he was pushed to the background quite a bit. But yeah, I mean, overall, that's my first experience. I loved the game pretty much from start to finish. I even enjoyed the non-fun things that people consider now, right? Like the Bat Tank and stuff. I actually enjoyed it in the moment. So again, you guys will have to let me know. I've been thinking about these kind of topics for a while, and I was wondering how I could kind of introduce it. Maybe this is a good way. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you want more of this. I can do it with the other Arkham games, because I do remember the first time I played both of the other, or I guess all three. I guess I'm talking about the Arkham trilogy, but I played all four. We can talk about that, but I also want to do it on many games that are outside of the DC world, right? I have a lot of these memories. So let me know if you guys liked this kind of topic. I can do more of it. Make sure, if you made it this far, thank you very much. Make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on. Leave a like, would definitely help this video out. Thank you for watching, guys, and I hope to see you all on the next video.